When it comes to crowdfunding campaigns, the most successful ones are usually the ones that you hear about. But the reality is that most crowdfunding campaigns fail. In this video, I'm going to explain to you why most crowdfunding campaigns fail and show you how you could avoid that happening to yours. So in my last video, I told you that I launched this crowdfunding campaign for my planner, leader planner, and at that point I didn't know what the result was gonna be because I was still like in the campaign mode. But the reality is my campaign failed. That's right, it failed. So obviously I don't like to experience failure. I mean, who does? But the reality is that it was my first campaign. I did so many wrong things, a lot of mistakes. I actually canceled the campaign even before the deadline. But looking back, I mean, this experience was very interesting because now I can talk to you guys about it, and this is what this video is all about. Top mistake that I made is that I seriously misunderstood the amount of work that was required to launch a crowdfunding campaign. I literally was like, all right, well, I have a product. I could just, try to raise some money online and ask my family and friends and just do it that way. Well, guess what? It doesn't work that way. So I spent a lot of time like writing the copy of the actual web page, but in reality, people don't read. And I've made a video, but it wasn't like some top-notch video. It was like an amateur video. I made it myself. So I didn't invest enough time, effort, and money into the most important marketing tool, which was the video. And if it's boring, people are not gonna watch, right? I mean, you agree with me, right? So basically the way it works is that you need to create a video that is like a TV commercial, but in your own way, like you give it that human touch. And for me, I was just like rambling about my planner and saying all the benefits of the planner, which are really true, but at the same time I could have conveyed them in a different way and really give a more human story. But because it was all last minute kind of thing, I did a very quick thing, and I was really hoping that that was already enough for people to buy a product that I was selling between 10 and 30 euros. I understood that the video was not enough when I met with my friends and showed them the planner, and they were like, wow, that's super different. That's not what I got from the video. And then I realized that really the video did not do any justice to the planner, and I think I didn't explain it well. And even like my closest friend were like, no, we have to see the product because it's not the same as showing it on the internet or in a photo or in a video. So the impact I saw on their faces from the planner was really wow. So I wasn't getting that on the internet, and that's because I pretty much failed to really sit down and plan everything and work out everything. I just, I was like, okay, I have a product, I'm gonna put it on Kiss Kiss Bank Bank and then I'm gonna get money, right? Well, it doesn't work that way. The number two reason why I failed, and I think a lot of crowdfunding campaigns fail because of this reason is that I wasn't too comfortable asking my friends and family. So the thing is, when you're doing a crowdfunding campaign, there are three circles. The first circle is your friends and family. These are people who know you well, and those are the people I wanted to start with, meaning my parents, my siblings, my cousins, my uncles, aunts, etc. These are the first people, and I did tell a few and then they bought, but most of them did not. And I was like, whoa, okay, so that means, I need to chase them up. And the thing is, I wasn't afraid of chasing them up. It's just like I chased them up and they still were not paying. And I was like, oh my god, this is gonna take me forever. Like, if I need to get like only 10 contributions and you know, I'm reaching out to 30. So this is gonna be very difficult. Like, how many times should you actually chase up your friends and family? But then I was like, no, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm gonna chase them up. I mean, it doesn't matter, I'm gonna just do it. But then some friends, particularly friends, they were like coming up with some reasons. I was like, oh my god. Some other people are like, well, you know, Stefan, I need to pay my mortgage, and as soon as I pay my mortgage, I'll pay you. I was like, damn it. I mean, I'm asking for like 10 euros. I mean, I'm not asking for $1 million. It's just 10 euros, come on. Or some other people, they're like, oh, you know what, I lost my phone, and then, oh my god. I was like, really? Are these my friends? I really felt like I was gonna lose my friends over 10 or 20 euros. Yeah, I mean, it's hard, but seriously, I felt like it wasn't coming easy. Fortunately, there were some other people that were not even my friends, but not like close friends, that paid right off and even like gave me like a huge tip. Or even some other family members that, you know, bought a lot of planners and a lot of agenda they're never gonna use because they live in the States, but they would want something in English. And I was like, oh my god, like, life is pretty interesting. This is whole, like, it's all funny. So yeah, that was one difficult thing that I felt was very emotional, and I didn't really know how to manage this non-reaction of my friends and family, and particularly those ones who would say, yes, I will do it, but they would not do it. So the other reason why my crowdfunding campaign fell was that because I was already committed to other things. So when I launched my crowdfunding campaign, I already had my regular projects going on, and at some point I actually went on vacation for 10 days. So what happened is that when I was in front of my screen, I was making sales. When I was not in front of my screen, I was not making sales. And I realized I wasn't really in the mood of like staying in front of my computer during my holiday, and particularly that I went to visit my parents, and I just didn't want any screens during the time that I was, you know, not giving courses, classes, or working with a client. I just wanted to chill, really. Those 10 days were actually a killer for my crowdfunding campaign. I didn't manage to sell any agenda, I think maybe 2, 3, but it was very, very small. So which brings me to the idea that a crowdfunding campaign is really a full-time job. You shouldn't be running this campaign while you're doing your other things. It's just not gonna work unless you really have a big team. But if you're doing it all by yourself, know that you're gonna have to be doing a lot of work, and you can't go on vacation for 10 days. Which leads me to my next point, which is I didn't plan the crowdfunding campaign seriously. To be honest, it was on a whim. Like, I decided overnight that I wanted to do a crowdfunding campaign because I thought it was a cool thing to do. I already had the products, it was already selling B2B, and I was like, why not try the B2C option? And I didn't really give it enough thought. I didn't really understood how much work that involves, and I just wasn't sure of all this. I just decided to do it, and I did it. Even when the Kiss Kiss Bang Bang coach approved my web page, I just made it live straight away. I didn't wait, but actually you have to wait and make sure that your crowd is warm and your audience is there to make the first sales. And then you could also do like a pre-launch kind of campaign to warm up your audience. But I just didn't do any of those things. I was like, well, I have 30 days, I can make it, it's no problem. In reality, it takes really meticulous and scrupulous planning and execution. You don't do things on a whim. You do them as a real professional. And if you have a million things going on in your life, you may have to just focus on that crowdfunding campaign, and it should be your top priority for those 30-35 days. The last reason why my crowdfunding campaign failed was that I really didn't want it bad enough. That's the problem. When you're too comfortable, you're not doing like things because you're not desperate. And I feel like that was one of the reasons why I failed. I wasn't asking for a big amount. I was thinking that I could just finance that amount myself. Like I didn't really need it to make the project successful. It wasn't like vital to my leader planner success. It was just a nice thing to have. I mean, don't get me wrong, I believed in the product. The product is amazing. I've tried it myself. It's gonna get people results. But the thing, I wasn't like, the financial gratification wasn't high enough for me to really give it my all. I wasn't aiming for too high because I was thinking, well, I mean, I could just start low, because my Kiss Bang Bang coach suggested that I was aiming too high at the beginning, and then she was like, well, no, maybe you could start with this amount, and that's what I did. But then the amount wasn't really, I think it was like 3,000 euros, yeah, which isn't like huge, but it wasn't like giving me enough financial motivation to actually get that amount achieved. And maybe next time I could aim for higher, so that I make sure I'm covering my expenses, I'm covering my time, I'm covering like the time of my efforts and attention, etc. Because that time that you're marketing, you're actually selling your own time, right? You're selling your services to your own products. So for me, when I did like the ratio, it wasn't like interesting per hour. So next time around, if I try crowdfunding, I need to make sure that the amount I'm asking for is really an amount that is satisfying to me, that will cover my expenses, the expenses of my products, and that will make sure that something's going to be left to sustain probably another project afterwards. So this is why it's super important for you to really be determined to want to succeed that project. And it shouldn't be just like a nice thing to have or a nice thing to do, but it must be something really vital for you, like a live or die kind of situation, and that you would do anything in your possession to make it succeed. It could also be knocking at your neighbor's door every day to get them to contribute. You should be at that level of commitment and desperation as well. So will I try crowdfunding again? Yes, probably yes. I think if I tried again, I definitely would plan it more in detail. I'll be more committed. I'll make sure I'm doing all my stuff right and well. You know, we were talking about the video, and give it all my attention. Although in my case, I probably need to get new friends. So guys, if you're looking to launch a crowdfunding campaign, make sure to have all these boxes checked. It's so important to be motivated, to be determined, to have time, to make sure you're putting all the work that is necessary to launch your campaign, and to be really determined to make it successful no matter what. Hope you enjoyed today's video. Let me know down below your comments and whether you're gonna try crowdfunding yourself, or if you already tried it in the past, how was your experience? I'm still learning myself, so I'd love to read your comments and learn from you too. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next time. Bye.